I never thought betrayal would sound so casual, so soft, so normal. But that's the thing about people. You never hear the knife coming until it's already in your back. My name is Ethan Carter. I'm 32. I work in IT, live a quiet life in Portland, Oregon, pay my bills and stay loyal to the people I love. Nothing extraordinary, nothing dramatic. I've always believed in keeping things simple. You show up for the people who matter, you don't play games, you don't talk behind their backs, and you don't confide in someone else about issues you never had the courage to bring up to them directly. And yet that's exactly what my girlfriend Sarah did. Sarah and I had been together for nearly 4 years. She was smart, warm, and once upon a time she used to look at me like I was the safest place she'd ever known. Lately, though, something had shifted, not enough to point at, not enough to accuse her of anything, just enough to wake me up some nights with that heavy feeling in my chest, the kind that whispers something is wrong before your brain can even form the words. But I didn't want to be the paranoid boyfriend. I didn't want to be insecure. I wanted to trust her. Then one Friday night she told me she was heading over to my best friend Caleb's place in Seattle. She said they needed to talk about something important, something personal. She insisted it wasn't about me. And maybe I would have believed her if she hadn't looked so nervous when she said it. Caleb and I had been friends since our freshman year at the University of Washington. We'd been through everything together. Breakups, jobs, failures, successes, road trips, drunken nights, stupid fights. He was the one person I trusted without hesitation. So when I drove to his apartment in Capitol Hill later that night, it wasn't because I suspected him. It was because I suspected her. I knew he had a smart security setup, doorbell cameras, audio-enabled hallway cams, the whole thing. And I knew something else. Caleb had once shown me how his living room camera connected through a private link he used when he traveled. So I parked 2 blocks away, connected to his Wi-Fi, yes, I still remembered the password from when we had game night every Thursday, and opened the private link. For a moment nothing showed except a dark, empty couch. Then they walked in. Sarah first, arms crossed, pacing like she was preparing an argument in her head. Caleb behind her, confused, concerned. They sat. They started talking. And I hit record. Not because I wanted proof, but because I needed the truth. Unfiltered, unedited, raw. Caleb, Sarah began, and her voice cracked in a way I hadn't heard in months. I don't know what to do about Ethan anymore. My stomach tightened. Caleb leaned forward. What's going on between you two? Sarah exhaled sharply, her hands shaking. He's too quiet, too distant, too wrapped up in his own world. Sometimes I feel like I'm dating a wall. Dating a wall. The words hit harder than I expected. Caleb frowned. Have you told him that? No, she whispered. He'll get defensive or he'll shut down or he'll pretend everything's fine. I'm tired of being the only one trying. The only one trying. I replayed our last 3 months in my head. Me planning little surprises, scheduling date nights, checking in on her mental health, asking about her job stress. All of it suddenly twisted into something unrecognizable. But Caleb, her voice dropped lower, almost trembling. There's more. My heartbeat hammered in my ears. Like what? He asked gently. I'm starting to think. Maybe I rushed into this relationship. Maybe I picked someone safe instead of someone who actually excites me. Safe. Predictable. Placeholder. Caleb stared at her, stunned. Sarah, that's heavy. Does Ethan know any of this? No. And he won't. I can't hurt him like that. You know how sensitive he is. Sensitive. A word she used to say like a compliment. Now it sounded like a weakness. Caleb sat back. So what do you want to do? I don't know, she whispered. I don't want to break him. I feel trapped. Trapped by me. I felt heat rise behind my eyes. Anger, humiliation, disbelief. All of it mixed into something I couldn't name. I replayed every moment we'd shared, every laugh, every promise, wondering if she'd ever really meant any of it. Caleb rubbed his face. Look, Sarah, you can't keep this inside. He deserves honesty. She shook her head quickly. No. I can't lose him. Not yet. I just needed to say it out loud. Needed to say it out loud to my best friend. Not to me. I ended the recording with shaking hands because, for the first time in my life, I realized betrayal isn't always cheating. Sometimes it's the quiet conversations people have when they think you'll never hear a word. I didn't sleep that night, not even for a minute. I lay there staring at the ceiling, the glow of my phone still burning in my mind. Her voice, her words, the way she twisted our entire relationship into something unrecognizable. Safe, sensitive, trapped. It felt like someone had reached inside my chest and rearranged everything I thought was true. I didn't confront her when she got home. She crawled into bed beside me, kissed my shoulder, whispered she was tired. I said nothing. I didn't trust myself to speak without letting the bitterness spill out. Instead, I watched her fall asleep in the dark. I watched the rise and fall of her breathing. I watched the woman who once said I made her feel grounded now claiming I made her feel confined. And somewhere between watching and wondering, something inside me went quiet. Not angry, not broken, just quiet. The next morning I woke up early, made coffee, and sat at the kitchen table waiting for her. When she stumbled out in her robe, rubbing her eyes, she smiled at me. That smile used to make my whole day. Now it felt like an apology she hadn't spoken yet. "You're up early," she said. "Couldn't sleep," I replied. She didn't notice the change in my voice. Or maybe she did and pretended she didn't. That was her specialty. Avoiding truths until they rotted. I didn't mention Caleb. I didn't mention the recording. I didn't mention the things she'd said about excitement, about feeling trapped, about choosing someone safe. Because I wasn't going to beg her for a version of myself she could love again. If she wanted excitement, she could chase it. If she wanted freedom, she could take it, but not while pretending I was the problem. For 2 days I watched her move around our house like everything was normal. I watched her laugh at a show, hum while cleaning, make dinner like nothing inside her had shifted. It was both impressive and terrifying how easily she could hide from the truth. By the 3rd day I knew exactly what I was going to do. I texted Caleb, "Need to talk tonight." He replied immediately, "Of course. You okay?" I didn't answer. When I showed up at his apartment, he opened the door cautiously. He looked worried. The kind of worry people wear when they sense something is coming but don't know when it'll hit. "Dude," he said softly. "What's going on?" I stepped inside, closed the door, and looked him dead in the eye. I heard everything. His face drained of color. "Ethan, listen. I'm not angry at you," I said quickly. "Let's get that straight." He froze. "I know you didn't do anything wrong, Caleb. I know she came to you. I know you tried to be fair." Relief hit him so hard he actually staggered back. "But," I added, "I need you to tell me one thing." He swallowed. "What? Was she lying? Or has she really been feeling this way for a while?" He exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for days. "It's real, man. She didn't say it to hurt you. She said it because she didn't know where else to go." I nodded slowly. "And what about you?" I asked. "Did you ever feel something for her? Even a little?" He shook his head hard. "Never. You're my brother." I'd never crossed that line. For the first time in days, something unclenched in my chest. "Okay," I said. "Then here's what I need from you." He listened closely as I explained. Not revenge, not confrontation, just clarity. When I left his apartment, I wasn't confused anymore. I wasn't hurting. I was done. That night Sarah came home to find me sitting on the couch in our apartment, a duffel bag packed beside me. Her face went pale. "Ethan, what's going on?" "I heard the conversation you had with Caleb," I said simply. Her hand flew to her mouth. "Ethan, no, please." "I'm not here to fight," I interrupted. "You told the truth, or at least your truth." Tears filled her eyes instantly. "I didn't mean." "You meant every word," I said. "And that's okay. People fall out of love. People change. But you should have told me." "Not him." She stepped toward me, reaching out. "Please don't do this. I didn't want to lose you." "You already did," I whispered. She broke completely, and maybe months ago that would have shattered me too. But now all I felt was a strange calm. I picked up my bag, walked past her, and paused at the door. "You weren't trapped, Sarah," I said softly. "You were just with the wrong person. Now you're free. And for the first time in a long time, so was I."